exciting for all of us to see kind of, all the upsets that happened this week. I was very shocked at some of the things that happened.
Hey, I think I brought it back in by 2, baby.
Yeah, you did.
Let me get a little victory music. I'm coming. I'm creeping. All right. That's all I need right there.
Heck yeah. So today what we're going to be talking about, guys, is basically a recap of what went down. We'll go through all the games and what we picked, what we thought, and then kind of what happened just pretty fast just to get to tonight's game. I don't have a Google document for you to fill out, but I do have questions that I want you guys. If you like, share, and subscribe my Rumbly Cheetah Gaming page, it'll be posted on there by tomorrow for sure. So without further ado, let's go on and get first game out the way. Cheese, what you got?
Going back from last week, let me make sure I got the right one up here. All right. I'll start off with something easy. I'll go ahead and talk about my Packers if you want to go ahead and get one out the way.
Go ahead. Get them out the way.
Aaron Rodgers looking crazy. You see it. The helmet's still up there, and I ain't never taking it down. No, but it was a good game. We having our best receiver out, them having their best receiver out. I think it made it a lot more of a good, kind of matchup and things like that. Saints, I feel like they played better because I think they were like, okay, this week we're not playing with Thomas at all, and so let's figure out and get this game scheme right. And I think they played better than they did last week, but it's going to be hard to stop that Packers offense, man. I think they got it rolling, and I think the defense, if we can stay healthy and stuff, we get stronger as the time goes on. But I was happy about that one. You already know.
Yeah, that was a big game. I didn't think that it would turn out like that, obviously, because I went Saints. Drew Brees still threw for 3 touchdowns off Kamara's outrageousness of bouncing off tacklers. That was fun to see. And then their defense just didn't really show up, but Aaron Rodgers just tore them a new one. It was a good offensive game plan for sure for the Packers, but it is what it is. You gained one on me on that one. So next one we're going to talk about, Craig's in here. He wants to talk about the 49ers. 49ers ended up handling business versus the Giants, and I honestly thought the Giants might come in and sneak some stuff out. That was my upset pick. Obviously, I'm totally wrong, but that's what makes it fun.
Bad, though.
Yeah, that was awful.
They are bad. Like, they're worse than what I thought. Like, they are bad.
Them and the Jets, they're going to be a good game, huh? Battle of New York.
Yeah.
But there was no running game. Daniel Jones sitting there on his back because the line can't block still. No stud receivers. That defense didn't hold up like it was supposed to, but at the same time, 49ers just gashed them. 49ers O-line is healthy. It doesn't matter who's back there. You can run transfer chuck right through that A-gap and B-gap. So,
yeah.
That's kind of how that one went.
Yeah, that one was crazy. But, like I said, the Giants, man, they're just I thought it would be a lot closer than what it was too, but they just don't have an answer right now. And 49ers, picked it together good, for looking and seeing what they had lost, especially in a 1 week span. So they handled business. Next one we'll talk about the Browns and the Washington team. Haskins throws 3 interceptions. That helps him a lot on that. Baker Mayfield doesn't throw any interceptions, actually 2 touchdowns, and Nick Chubb had over 100 yards rushing. There's why they won. And I figured, against the Washington team like that, that's still not solid. That, that's an opportunity for Browns to sneak in a win right there.
Yeah, Nick Chubb did what he was supposed to do. Said they ran the ball. The Browns are actually pulling it together, dude. I'm pretty surprised about that one.
Yeah.
So, not too much to talk about. I didn't really watch that one, to be honest with you. Dwayne Haskins didn't look too good. But Terry McLaurin, he's actually the go-to guy over there in the football team. So whatever.
Team.
Not the trash bowl. I wasn't too excited about them. NFC East and the AFC South and the AFC East, those are the 3 worst divisions. Which one do you think out of those 3 is like literally the last one? Because right now the AFC is struggling. Brandon Reyes in here talking about how about them Cowboys, just laughing because they blew it. It did not look good. Chubb is the guy over there in Cleveland. They pretty much
I think it's NFC East, bro. The Eagles are bleh. The Washington team is not great, and then the Giants we seen was just like woo. Like
I agree. I'm with you.
Cowboys gonna get them a playoff spot, man. But it's just because like hell, you got 2, 3, 4, 6 games right there that should be. I mean, let's get the JV squad ready. Shit.
Well, Browns didn't surprise us. We thought they would win. Next one we're going to talk about is the Bills versus the Rams. That one was coming down to the wire at the end. So excited. Josh Allen did it. I don't know why I put him on my bench this week. He scored 5 touchdowns.
That was crazy.
Oh, I started Drew Brees on him because I was like, Drew Brees is going to have to catch up. Didn't happen. Josh Allen is the guy. Like, he's legit. Aaron Rodgers at 6'6", dude. You know?
Yeah, like he
and can run.
Kind of like mediocre with him. Like, yeah, he's played good and stuff like that, but no, he's legit. He's legit.
Yeah.
Especially playing a Rams defense like that and keeping composed and sticking it together and getting first downs and moving the chains piece by piece by piece. And, having Stephon Diggs has absolutely helped him a tremendous amount. But, yeah.
Stephon Diggs does help that. I think John Ross went down with an injury. But Stephon Diggs is that guy. He did it in Minnesota with Kirk Cousins, who's awful. And now he can do it with a Josh Allen that can send that thing like 70 yards on his knees. So, I do love the Bills. I'm on the Bills bandwagon, dude. Sean McDermott's done a great job over there. I do still like the Rams. Their offense or their defense just didn't tackle as well for me that game. But again, the Bills are designed to run first, and that's what's going to win ball games, man. That's what makes a quarterback play action just over the top. It's almost too easy when you got a good OC calling those kind of plays.
And they wore them down. Yeah. I think they wore down over 4 quarters, and at the end it showed they wore down that Rams defense just systematically over time.
All right. Well, that's it for that one. We both picked the Rams and lost. It was a bad week this week, boys. It was a bad week.
Patriots versus the Raiders. Patriots get it done. All right, and the Patriots look pretty dang good with Carr still throwing 261 yards and a touchdown or 2 touchdowns. But Cam Newton didn't look great, but he was definitely. He was sustainable enough. He only had 27 yards rushing, only 162 yards in the air, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. So numbers are definitely down a little bit. I think they did play a good squad, though. I think the Raiders are figuring out as well, too. And then for the Patriots to beat them by 16, I'm just kind of like, all right, are these Patriots going to be solid? And does Bill Belichick get them stronger and stronger and stronger as it goes into the end of the year? I don't know, but Patriots, they did what they had to do to beat a pretty good team, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a bunch of missed opportunities for the Las Vegas Raiders just early in the game, which would have definitely changed the momentum. We know how momentum works, especially in the league. It's just they didn't put it together, and then they couldn't stop. Basically, Rex Burkhead, he scored 3 touchdowns for the Patriots. Who knows who the heck's starting in that backfield on a week-to-week basis? You got Michelle, you got him, you got the rookie J.J. Taylor who got touches, and then you got I think James White still. So. Don't trust the fantasy running backs in the Patriots unless you know some of them's definitely like if they're playing the Giants, for instance. You can probably play all 4 of them and still get 10 to 15. But that one was pretty exciting. It was a bummer. It was the first game I watched all morning, and they ended up not converting. So whatever. I do like the Raiders. They're on a good track. I really do like what John Gruden's doing over here.
They'll be all right.
And then Bill Belichick, obviously. Enough said. I'm done.
Yeah, he'll figure it out for them, I think. Even if they struggle a little bit. Bill Belichick's a wizard.
I know. That's going to bring us to the Bears versus the Falcons. Holy cow, 3 weeks in a freaking row. The Falcons are up and then blow it. 20-plus points, up and blow it. Dan Quinn, I don't know what you're going to be doing here in about a couple months, dude. Like, you're going to be looking for a new job. Because that defense, I don't know how you give up that much. Then you just stop scoring all those points. Even without Julio putting up all those points at the beginning, Calvin really is an awesome guy. Todd Gurley finally found some work. And the Bears defense, I mean, honestly, Nick Foles coming in sparked the offense, but that Bears defense it gave them opportunities, dude. Gave them some opportunities.
Because I've always, even when I said, a week or in the first week when Trubisky came back and scored 3 touchdowns and won the game, I'm like, yeah, Trubisky still, though, is not good to me. But then this is what I was not wanting to happen. Now the Bears are like, oh, well, let's go ahead and throw Foles in there. Like almost in just a quarter throws for 3 touchdowns. And it's like, okay, great. Now they've already announced that he's going to be their starting quarterback next week. So I'm like, damn, I really hope the Bears don't start figuring something out. Because they keep squeaking by these teams, and now they put Nick Foles on it. It's just – it was upsetting. It was upsetting to me to see them win at first. I was like, let's go, Atlanta. But they keep doing the same thing week by week, which blows my mind as well.
Yeah, Tanner's saying that Atlanta needs to change their name to the Chokers. I'm totally down for that. They're in our division, so you know how I feel about that. It's just bad over there in Atlanta, dude. I don't know what is the problem besides the coaching. Like, it's not the players for sure. But that's another one that we both got wrong. We both picked the Falcons. The last one, the Patriots, you actually gained one on me, so I forgot to tell everybody that Josh is up by 2 right now in those picks. But we've lost a lot. That's gonna bring us to the next game, Titans Vikings. What you got on that one?
Titans and the Vikings.
Yeah, that was a nail biter, dude.
I got Henry on my fantasy.
Finally scored this week.
I know, and he's constantly getting at least over 100 yards. I think he picks it up and figures it out. Tannehill, 321 yards in the air, no touchdowns, but did throw an interception. And I think it's just because he's more comfortable in slinging it back there, and we're not seeing him trying to tuck in and run as much as we did when we first seen him start playing in the league, because I didn't think he trusted his arm enough or things were happening too fast. But now he's actually kind of poised as a quarterback now. So, the interceptions will come. Cousins, let's go. 2 interceptions. Did throw 3 touchdowns, though, but come on, dude. The 2 interceptions, that right there changes the game for you. And Cook, I told you it would be the Cook show. That man had over 131 yards rushing. He looked like he's supposed to look with a touchdown, but, makes me happy. Vikings couldn't find a way to do it. And, Henry and them, man, Tennessee's still going to be sneaky, man.
Yeah, that defense needs to really step it up in the next coming weeks, especially versus pretty good teams, because that's the only thing about them that's letting them down is that defense. They're giving up like 30 points a game. And that offense isn't designed to come from behind. That offense is designed to get ahead and stay ahead,
Clowney played better, though. I think he's getting more comfortable.
I do like Tennessee, though.
Which helps them a lot in the pass rush.
Yeah. Just
which they
Clowney
need.
like that. Clowney over there in the offseason was a huge pickup. But, again, they're giving up 30 points. So, it's probably not his problem, but it's secondary. Somebody's got to step up and do something if they want to make playoffs and make a run like they did last year.
Agreed.
Let's talk about our boys, the Bengals and the Eagles. We had old Joe Burrow back there getting not a loss this week, but his first time.
Look, so the last podcast, I was like this close. I was about to say Bengals again because I just can't trust the Eagles. And I was like, no, Eagles. So I'm kind of happy because if I would have picked the Bengals and they would have lost again with a freaking tie for my pick, I'd have lost it. I'd have absolutely lost it. So it was a tie. I still think those 2 teams right there, Carson Wentz didn't look good.
God, he looked like trash. Jalen Hurts, please come in and take over.
I don't know what the hell Wentz is doing over there, to be honest with you. Joe Burrow still looks about like he's been looking this whole time.
He got popped. I don't know if you saw that highlight, but he got jacked up.
He's like, welcome to the NFL, big dog. He got popped.
It was bad.
He's like, he said a while ago, like leaving college, he's like, ever since Pop Warner, I've never lost. It's like, well,
welcome
to the NFL, bro. You losing now. Yeah. But I'm just glad I didn't pick them because if they would have not won with the tie, because we're not counting ties, then I'd have been pissed off. So, whatever. I don't really care about that game.
We got a tie right there. We got the 28-17-1 and 26-19-1 record.
Yeah.
But I agree. Carson Wentz missed a lot of open receivers. Like I'm talking about, he would not get the ball out of his hands for some reason. He wanted to run. They keep showing this highlight on the NFL website where Carson Wentz is like back there. He's looking around, and then he starts to run, and he's looking around, and then he runs, and then I'm like, why are you holding on to the ball so damn long? Holy cow, you need to just get that stuff out. You don't win football games holding on to the ball for 10 to 15 seconds and just running it in for 4 yards. Like,
because he's made out of trash to play like Allen, dude. And that's not going to work for him. That was cool 18 injuries ago, Carson Wentz. But you can't do that no more. You better figure out something else.
Yeah. Well, that one ended up in a tie. We didn't lose, we didn't win, so it's over there as a tie as well, which is going to bring us to our next game, Texans versus Steelers. Go ahead.
Steelers still look hard. Still look good, man. Look at them for like a top 3 AFC type team. I mean, Big Ben's doing it good. I think the Houston Texans are trying to establish who they actually are and not try to do what they did last year, because that is dang sure not going to work because of what's happening in the changeover and things like that. But Steelers still look good, man. I love that defense. Big Ben, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Corner, man, 109 yards. And we said earlier on they need to start figuring out how to start feeding him a lot more and just let him be that guy. Because I really think I like that kid. Whatever. But I really think he's a good running back, and they get him started and going crazy. It's over. And Big Ben's done it throughout his whole years. I'm looking right here. I mean, he's passing the ball all over the place. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, 5 different guys that touch the ball at least 4 times, receiving wise. So, I mean, he's spreading the ball. He's doing what he's supposed to do. And if he's doing that with that kind of defense that they got, they're dangerous throughout because I think they get better instead of worse.
It was definitely an eye-opener in the first half. Texas came out 21-7 up, and I was sitting here like, dang, that's the Steelers.
They always do that.
And then the defense ended up playing up to their potential, right? The Texans didn't block a soul, just like we're used to seeing. And they don't have no freaking receivers to pass to. They got rid of the best one in the league. So Steelers just ran through it. Big Ben, Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron was a good pickup for them this past year. He had a few good catches to extend drives. So that was nice to see. And, they're just going to bust it off top. James Washington, that Chase Claypool is a freaking animal from Notre Dame. Holy cow, I didn't realize he'd be that good. He's already starting and getting it. Deontay Johnson actually went down with an injury, so he's going to probably get more playing time. And then you still got Juju. That's still one of the youngest guys that's fast. So still looking all right. I like him. I like him a lot.
I think Tomlin's really, really one of the best. I'm not talking about overall coach and stuff like that. He's a fantastic coach. But I think he's really good with adjusting, especially defensively. We watched, I don't know the year. It was years ago, so it don't even matter. But, I mean, just the way that he's changed in playoff games and things like that against the Patriots and things like that for AFC championships over the year. They were whooping their tail, and then they made some adjustments, stuck with it and ran with it, and they didn't have an answer for it. So, just getting back on that. They look good, and I like them.
Yeah, Brandon Reyes comment, he said, I bet Watson regrets signing that big contract, and I definitely agree with that. But at the same time, you just got paid so much. Go act a knee injury out or something. But you love football too much to do that kind of stuff. Yeah. You get paid, man. You sit on the bench for all I care. You already got guaranteed.
True.
That's going to bring us to the next one, which was the Jets and the Colts. Don't really have to say much about this one. Phillip Rivers still looks very rusty. They relied a lot on the running game, even versus a bad Jets team who couldn't freaking score. Nothing new there. Jets are still the worst team in the league for sure.
I ain't got nothing for you, boss, on that one. That is what it is. Colts came up and handed the ball off and tied their cleats, so they won 36-7.
They just tied the cleats on. They had to get out there.
They did the 3 things. They put the helmet on too, and it's over.
That's funny. So the next one I got on here is actually the Panthers, baby. Panthers versus Chargers. It's the one I got on you. To put it back towards the one, right, on Sunday. But Panthers, they
BS, man. I should have picked the Panthers.
7 field goals, I'm pretty sure. Or wait, we missed one. I think Joey Slott missed one. But we were a field goal machine. We got into the red zone. We couldn't put it in. No Christian McCaffrey means no touchdowns. That's just how our offense works. Mike Davis didn't do too bad, though. I think he actually did score on a pass touchdown. We just missed the extra point. So it was 21. 21 to 16. We dodged the bullet. Justin Herbert, again, like our guest Craig was saying, D corners get 1 game of film on a rookie quarterback. They can get tendencies, things like that. I think our defense really stepped up and held them out the end zone, even though 2 of the receivers had over 100 yards. Keenan Allen did what he was supposed to do. We ended up coming on the big end of the stick. We played field position. It ended up winning us a game, and wins ain't easy in the league, and I'll get them however we can get them.
Well, yeah, and y'all did figure it out and get it together. Teddy Bridgewater, dude, 22 out of 28, 235 yards and a touchdown. He did what he was supposed to do. It's not nothing like player of the week or anything like that, or highlight the MVP or something like that. But he did what he was supposed to do against a team like that with the injuries y'all have to help win. But dude, Herbert, dude, I still like him. 330 yards in the air and a touchdown. Did have an interception. He's still young. He's still a little gunslinger, but I like the kid, dude. 330 yards, man. And like you said, Keenan Allen had over 100-something yards receiving, and I'm glad because he's on my fantasy team. But they started getting that connection and stuff like that and get Eckler a little bit. I mean, they handed Eckler the ball like 12, 13 times. He just, defense, I feel like y'all really try to make Herbert one-dimensional. trying to shut the game or the run game down, and y'all did. And he hit Keenan Allen a good bit of times, but it just wasn't enough. And y'all didn't really turn the ball over, and Teddy Bridgewater was sustainable. And boom, that's kind of the outcome of the game for me. But
hey, I was happy. Just a win's a win, baby. It didn't look pretty, but we got it done. This guy named, don't know who this is, it's Steve-O. He said, hey, guys, we transmit the full game. I'm not really sure what you're meaning by transmitting the full game. I don't have access to any of the games right now. This is just episodes of Cheating the Cheese, baby. Glad you tuned in. Hopefully you can learn something a little bit and enjoy yourself. So let's go bring us. Yeah, go grab a beer. You might need one, actually. Buccaneers versus Broncos. Go ahead.
What's the touchdown difference right now?
It's tied still. It's 3. They got 3 this week each. Breeze Brady. 3
it's still 5?
Yes, sir.
I thought it might be a 1 difference. Oh, that's crazy. That's fun though. I'm gonna be ready to watch
the rest of the season, bro. Yeah.
Nah. I need Brady.
Go ahead.
I just said I need Brady to win. I just thought of that when you said it, but not too much to talk about that. Denver is still kind of definitely struggling. Tom Brady, and I think that offense is only going to get better, like I've said, and I think they're going to get more comfortable as well. He almost had 300 yards. He was only 3 yards away from it with 3 touchdowns, like you said. And I don't know. Drexel's like 500 in his throws with a touchdown interception. Denver just don't have enough to get done right now, and I think they hit a kind of a pissed off Tom Brady and a pissed off Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was like, hey, this is our chance to absolutely get some stuff regained and reran, and maybe put some stuff on the field and check things off or check things as what we're going to do in the game plans for the rest of the year. It's one of those games, kind of like not really because it's NFL, but kind of like a tune-up game that we see in colleges sometime. Hey, can I use this week 3 or week 2 or whatever it is in any season to actually put together what we need, especially when you're up a little bit at first, to be like, okay, let's try some things out and see if we can get clicking on all cylinders. But that game was what I thought it was going to be. Yeah,
it was a blowout. Tom Brady, even how much I hate his ass, I hate him.
I do know.
He's a motivator. He brings the team together, not just the offense, but he's over there on the sidelines pissed off. So you can definitely tell the culture's changed for the Bucs from the past.
They're going to be held to a standard now.
Yeah, and being held to that standard, they make playoffs. They're going to be scary. I'll tell you that. If they make playoffs in our division, they're going to be pretty scary. And that sucks because I don't want Tom Brady to win ever. But yeah, as expected, Broncos too young, too many injuries. They look like trash. Melvin Gordon couldn't get it done by himself, and that O-line is struggling a little bit. But that was a good Bucs team. So next one, another upset. We both got that one right. But the Lions versus the Cardinals, dude. The Lions ended up pulling it out. Kyler Murray threw the ball or picked it off 3 times.
3 picks, yeah.
And you can't do that. I've been preaching that since week 1, haven't I? You can't turn the ball over 3 or more times and expect to win, especially in the league. But that one surprised us. He still threw for 3 touchdowns, but at the same time, you lose that field position. You give Matthew Stafford the ball in good field position, and bad things happen for you. Even if they just kick field goals, we've seen it with Carolina. We see it with the Lions. They kick field goals. That rookie that I was talking to you guys about, Okudah from Ohio State, ended up picking his ass out, boy. I called that. Yeah. I think he's pretty good. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But that's an interesting matchup to watch on a week-to-week. Just young guy coming out and balling.
Yeah, they turned the ball over 3 times, man. And you're looking at no turnovers when it comes to the Lions. And like you said, you got a Stafford that's throwing for 270 for 2 touchdowns. And, you're giving the field position away in the league 3 times. And Lions are kind of sneaky. They're not like a Jets or something like that. I don't mean to keep roasting the Jets, but I mean they're not like a Washington or something like that. They're not a squad like that. So most teams in the league, if you turn the ball over 3 freaking times, you should be looking at losing by a significant amount, or at least either those, like we see those 1-point games or those 3-point games, because you can only do so much, and especially with Stafford, like you said, kicking field goals and stuff with time possession. You did giving it over to them 3 times to let them restart 3 extra times in the league. Yeah, I mean, you're expected to lose. Yeah. And that's what happens to them, I think.
Well, Tanner's saying Kenny Galladay's a freaking beast, and then Stafford's happy to have him back. And I definitely agree with you. He's always
Oh, it
produced
is.
for fantasy, even without Stafford, I'm pretty sure. But having him back in that offense is nice for sure. And not having him versus you guys, Green Bay, I think that's going to be a totally different game later on in the year. So you better watch out.
I take A-Rod all day, baby.
Yeah. That's going to bring us to the last one, which we talked about 3 times. So it's getting kind of annoying. The Cowgirls. This is another one you got on me to put you back up on 2. So you was up by 1. Now you put me up by 2.
That's your fault. You love Seattle. I was shocked as hell when you picked against Seattle. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, here's my shot. Boom, took him. And they actually went a lot better if freaking DK Metcalf don't get the damn ball punched out of his hand when he's walking into the end zone. Like, that was crazy to me. But he'll get it back though. But
yeah. I just thought they would pull off some magic, man. Zeke's not a bad running back. Dak's not a bad quarterback. That defense is still iffy. I should have just went with my heart. And Seattle at home. Russell Wilson's a freaking animal. DK Metcalf is outrageous. And then they had a couple things said about the tackle on Chris Carson that was dirty. I didn't really even get to see it, but Pete Carroll was complaining. Chris Carson's apparently out. So for all you fantasy guys, Carlos Hyde is probably that next guy in line, and that rookie DJ Dallas might get some work in. So keep an eye on those guys. Carlos Hyde's probably up on the waiver wire, so you can probably pick him up.
And this right here,
quarterback.
This is the difference of the game right here. And this is why you pay Russell Wilson as much as you do. And that's why that Dak Prescott is sitting here complaining about his money. He did throw for 472 yards. He did throw for 3 touchdowns. He also threw for 2 picks. Now, if you're playing against a team like Seattle and Russell Wilson, you cannot turn the ball over. You at least have to make it to where you got to make that thing 50-50, cancel it out. If you turn it over, you got to force a turnover because Seattle will use that to their advantage more so than any team. Russell Wilson didn't throw as many yards as him. He threw for 315, did throw for an extra touchdown. So he had 5 touchdowns, but 0 interceptions. They're not turning the ball over, and that's what will win a game by 7 points, especially in the league. And that's why you pay one guy one thing and one guy another thing. Now, Dak Prescott is a really good quarterback. 472 yards, insane. 3 touchdowns, but you can't give the ball away. And that's like some Brett Favre numbers right there. But and they held Ezekiel Elliott to only 34 yards. So, you know, Zeke has to get way more than 34 yards, especially on 14 carries.
Yeah,
so
true.
That's the game right there.
37-57 not good. No, it's not. That's a lot of passing right there. Putting the ball in there.
That's what I'm saying. He was just slinging that thing. Yeah. I mean, cool. He was completing some shit. That ain't going to win you the game when you got Russell Wilson that's not going to turn the ball over and still throw for 5 touchdowns.
That's this new age of football, though, dude. It's turned into a passing league. But, you see the good teams that can establish run, and they still run away with it. But these guys, these new OCs, you can throw the ball for sure.
We've seen the NBA change, man. It's a daggum 3-point game now. Yeah. Everybody's shooting threes.
Speaking of NBA, Lakers are going to beat that Miami booty. LeBron is going to put his, on the rim and just.
Hey, don't be mad at me because my Heat made it to the finals, and my Tampa Bay Lightning made it to the finals.
That game's tonight too. The Stanley Cup final, dude.
Green Bay's 3-0. So look. We'll get off subject real quick, but just because I got you on here, if Tampa don't win this game, boy, because they should have won it the last game in overtime. If they keep these dudes around, I'm gonna be a hot mess.
Yeah, no, they need to end it for sure because I don't like Dallas.
That's our next podcast when we talk about NHL.
Nah. Brandon's saying Miami in 5 for that basketball game, and that's you're going against LeBron right. James. He's probably not. LeBron James is gonna cry his way to another championship.
Yeah, we made it though.
And Gators won. I hear you, Tanner.
We put 51 on them.
All right, so to get back on track, guys, I know you guys tuned in here for the football stuff. So we're gonna get on to the night's game, which is a freaking offensive shootout. We got the Chiefs versus the Ravens. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen tonight. Whether it's gonna be really, really defensive because they both are very similar in the way they run the offense, so they get to practice it every single day, or is it gonna be high scoring like it was last year? They have a lot of film on each other. So we'll see if they make those adjustments this early in the season. Who knows? I do hope it's a freaking just 90-90. Let's go back and forth. Patrick Mahomes hitting Travis Kelce for 5 touchdowns. But it's going to be fun to watch for sure tonight. I think Lamar, the MVP versus the defending Super Bowl champ, is going to have some revenge ready to come his way. What you think about that
one? It is going to be a shootout. Both of these teams are absolutely insane. Both of them have really good defenses in order to give the ball to their high-powered offenses, and both offenses have talent all over the field. But I'm rocking with the Chiefs until they get knocked off. You're the champ until you get beaten. I think they still come in here feeling like they're the champ, and I feel like they still play like the champ. It's going to be close. Could the Ravens beat them? Absolutely. But we can only pick one. So I would definitely go with the Chiefs because I really, really – Andy Reid is probably one of my favorite coaches in the league. And what he does – I do DC on the high school level, but what he does offensively on the NFL level is just – and now he's got Patrick Mahomes that just fits in that perfectly. Like, I don't know. I got to keep rocking with the Chiefs until they get beat, man. You're the champ until you get knocked out. So
yeah, and Brandon saying Chiefs struggle against the Chargers. Ravens will take it. Brett Tanner says 33-30 Ravens. I'm definitely deciding with them on this one. They're over there. If you like my hot takes, this is another one. You say by 10? This is another one where I'm going to go different on you just to get that extra game ahead so we can have something to cheer about tonight. And I'm going Lamar scores 4 touchdowns. Chiefs start to come back. They start slow, but they start to come back. It's just not enough this time. And then Lamar just runs the clock out.
Yeah. The Chiefs showed you that they had been down before and will absolutely come back and hang whatever they need to hang on them. They did struggle against the Chargers a little bit, but you know how hard it is to knock out a team like that in 4 quarters? Yeah, that's insane. And until it's done, I'll come back on here and give you props. I do it every week. But until it's done, I got to rock with the Chiefs.
The thing I'm going to tell you is I think Baltimore's defense is a little bit better, and I think their offense can control the clock a little more with the runs. There's going to be more incompletions from the Chiefs, and the Ravens are going to have more offensive plays, which in turn will turn into more offensive points, and they'll pull it out because they're a well-coached football team. I love the Chiefs, but I do think the Ravens, might be the year.
Well, it's going to be a great game for me anyway because this is another reason why I pick it. I got 3 starters on my fantasy that start for the Baltimore Ravens. So it could be a 99-100. As long as the Chiefs win by 1, I'll have a great night.
Well, that will bring it. I don't have a 6-pack of questions for you this week, guys. Again, if you like and share Brundley Cheetah Gaming and you want to basically get your voice heard, go ahead. Tomorrow I will be posting a Google document for you to fill out for 6 questions going into week 4. We've had a really fun time. We like to hear what you guys think. So we appreciate you guys coming in and viewing Cheetah and the Cheese. And tune back in on Thursday.
Hey, gotta have some good vibes. Cheetah and the Cheese.